new to the channel, welcome. My name is Emmy. I am a certified nutritionist and the creator of the Eat As Much As You Want plant-based lifestyle program, where I coach you one-on-one on how to lose and maintain your ideal weight on the plant-based diet. And I am so happy. I'm in such a good mood today because I'm filming this the day it's going up. So if you're watching it the day it's going up, happy Catterday. And if it's a Catterday in the future, that's pretty cool too. But this morning I had a bunch of calls for my next program, and we have such a fabulous group coming on to the next program. We start June 14th, so if you want to apply to my next 8-week program where we work one-on-one to get you to your ideal weight, then go to healthyemmy.org or just click the link in the down bar so that you can submit your application. You can still submit an application. If it looks like we're gonna be a good fit, we get on the phone and we sort you out, honey. So let's do this thing. I'm so excited. We have such a good group, like I said, and I've been taking calls all this week, and I took a bunch this morning, and it's gonna be a good time. I hopped onto Insta yesterday and I said, ask me anything. Anything? Anything. Let's see what anything means to you. Ask me anything. What is your least favorite vegetable? Ooh, we are getting juicy. Celery and carrots can die. The thing about celery is that when celery is in a soup or if it's in stuffing on Thanksgiving, 10 out of 10. Celery on its own, I would rather tie bricks to my feet and jump in an ocean than eat raw celery. Now, people will say, oh my God, but raw celery with peanut butter is so good. I'm like, the peanut butter is what you want. The celery is just the boat for the peanut butter to get into your mouth. But celery on its own, Do you have any beginner weightlifting tips? So, you may or may not know that in the past 3 weeks, I've begun lifting weights because I don't have any fat to lose. So I'm like, hey, may as well gain some muscle. Also, it is superwoman here to tell you that it is super important for women to have lean mass. It's really, really important that women have enough weight on their bodies so that their bones have reason. I'm talking as if I'm not a woman. Us women need to have enough mass on our bodies so that our bones have reason to be strong. If we don't have enough mass on our bodies, then our bones say, oh, there's not much for us to hold up here, so let's go ahead and weaken out. And then osteoporosis happens. So it's really important for women to have enough muscle, to have enough mass on their bodies. So I've started lifting weights. Honeys. It's been 3 weeks and I was just like, you know what? While my dinner is cooking, I'm just gonna take the 5-pound dumbbells and do basic stuff. I'm just gonna do bicep curls. I'm gonna do these ones. I'm gonna do the front ones. I do those, just all of the basic stuff. And I was like, I'm just gonna do it every night while my dinner's cooking. And I have felt like I'm about to make a fool of myself, but I've seen some gains. Yeah. No, but seriously, I feel stronger, and like I'll do a certain amount of them, and I used to have to take a break, but I can do more now, and I feel stronger and I feel better, and it really is all about how you feel. So really just do the basic stuff, do the stuff that you know, and make a really easy routine out of it. I'm not going to the gym and going crazy. Literally while my dinner is being made, I'm just lifting weights. Will you come back to Australia? So funny story. You guys know I had my issues with speeding tickets. I'm from Boston, what can I say? And right before I left, I got a pretty heavy speeding ticket, and I, of course, contested it. And I contested it, and then I left the country, and they let you know by mail whether or not you still have to pay the fine. And so I've been messaging the person who took over my lease, like over and over. I'm like, hey, mail is coming for me from Victoria Police, let me know. That sounds good. Mail is coming for me from the police, can you open it up for me? But seriously, and she hasn't been responding to me, so I'm a little bit nervous that I'll go back to Australia and there will be some warrant out for my arrest because of my outstanding speeding fines. But of course, I'm going to visit Australia again. I've moved back home, so I'm not gonna go live in Australia again, but I will surely visit. I have to go to Western Australia because I didn't make it over there. So Perth, here I come, which is the birthplace of Heath Ledger. What are your guilty pleasures? I love The Real Housewives. And it's amazing because people assume, because you know, I'm just like, oh, just give me a baked potato and I'm good to go. But I just love the aesthetic of the Real Housewives, the best franchise is New York, because that drama is so real and they're thick as thieves. I know that Caroline Manzo from New Jersey will say thick as thieves, but I don't want to talk about the Housewives too much because they already take up so much real estate in my brain and I don't need to talk about them anymore. But I love the Real Housewives. New York is the best. I love, you know, OC is the OG, but it got boring recently. Beverly Hills is the most beautiful aesthetic. Jersey is nuts. And New York is just the best, and you can't deny that. That is my guilty pleasure. I'm sorry. Are all of your girlfriends vegan? Is it hard to find places to eat with them if they aren't vegan? I only have, one of my best friends is vegan, and then my brother's girlfriend is vegan, but other than that, none of my friends are vegan. But you know, when we go out places, we go out for the social purpose. So we're not going out for the sake of going out to eat food. We're going out to be with one another, to celebrate with one another. So when I go to those restaurants, I always just make it work, and I can get a salad or something just so that I'm there for the social company. I always eat before and after, always, because I can't count on a restaurant to give me the nice big meal that I usually eat. So I'll go for obviously the social purpose of being with one another, but I don't count on that restaurant to be what feeds me. So like none of my friends are vegan, and it's absolutely fine. You know, different strokes for different folks. Do you consume any fats, nuts, nut butter, ... So all foods have fat. Potatoes have fat, grapes have fat, zucchini has fat. All foods have fat in them. I think that this person is asking, do I consume any overt fats, which are the classic nuts, seeds, avocados, those things. I don't consume those on a regular basis. If you do and you're happy and you're thriving, go for it. Keep doing you, honey. And I'm not saying that you should or you shouldn't. I'm saying that you should do whatever it is that you want to do. Personally, I don't consume those things on a regular basis, not on a daily basis. And I actually reached out to Dr. Anthony Lim and I said, is this okay? Because I work with a lot of women and I want to make sure that I'm giving them sound advice. I've done tons and tons of research, but can you just tell me straight from the horse's mouth? And Dr. Anthony Lim said that he has found no evidence that says that women have to have nuts, seeds, and avocados in their diet for hormonal health. And that the Okinawan women lived on less than 6% of their calories from fat. More than 6% of my calories come from fat. You know, oats are like 15% fat, and I basically am an oat. However, many women find that they can't eat enough calories, and that's why they need to have fat sources, so that fats are very high in calories, you get enough calories, and then you have an adequate level of body fat that will ensure that your hormones are sound. Like I said, different strokes for different folks. You find what works for you. This is what I do. I'm not saying that you should do one thing or the other. Find what works for you, but personally, I don't. If I'm a healthy weight, can I gain weight on this diet? Absolutely. So what this diet does, a whole foods plant-based diet, the one that I teach on my program, it gets you within your healthy weight range. So if you are at like a BMI of 18.5, you could get up to a BMI of 22. If you're at a BMI of 25, you could get down to a BMI of 23 or 20. It's gonna keep you within your healthy weight range. I think there's a large misconception that many people believe that it is impossible to gain weight on a whole foods plant-based diet. But if you're underweight and then you start eating an adequate amount of calories, you're going to gain weight. And even if you're very, very lean, if you end up eating more calories than your body's burning, then you're going to gain weight. When did you transition to this lifestyle? I have been vegana for 4 years. Ooh, this is a good one. This is from my client, Ari. Hi, Ari. She says, what is your greatest goal in life and your greatest fear in life? I can tell you my greatest fear right away. My greatest fear is being on my deathbed and saying, you wasted your life. Wasting time is like my biggest I just can't with wasting time. And I have a fear of being on my deathbed and having regrets and feeling like I didn't go out and chase my dream and live the life that I so badly wanted to live. And that's what caused me to move to Australia and to do this whole YouTube thing and to go all in on it, was because I was like, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna get to the end of my life, be on my deathbed and say, are you kidding me, Emily? You could have had such an incredible life, but you settled for something less. My greatest goal is to impact and help as many people as I can become the healthiest and happiest version of themselves, because so many people believe that they're broken, or that this lifestyle just wouldn't work for them, or health is not in their genes, it's just always going to be this way for them. And that is so not the case. Every single human has the opportunity to be unbelievably happy and healthy. And when you step back and think about it, being healthy and happy, is that really asking for so much? It's not. And everybody deserves to feel this way. And I want to be able to help as many people as I can get what they so deserve, which is happiness and health. What do you miss most about Australia? The weather. It has been horrible. It's been horrible in Boston. It's been so bad. And when I was leaving Australia, I was like, I'm getting to Boston in May. It's gonna be gorgeous. The weather's gonna be so nice. Yeah. It's literally nicer in Australia right now, and they're like heading into the cold season. So, what type of sweet potatoes are best? You guys know that I love my Hawaiian sweet potatoes, my HawaiiVeggieFarm.com. Go there and you can use the code Emmy5 and get Hawaiian sweet potatoes delivered straight to your door. But Hawaiian versus Japanese, you know, they're both so good. Guys, I don't know. What do you think? Hawaiian sweet potato or Japanese sweet potato? Let me know in the comments. Can cats eat potatoes? This was asked by one of my clients who has an account for her kitten. Cinnamon Soy Mittens is her kitten account. Check it out. And the answer is yes, cats can eat potatoes. Although cats are carnivores, so they can't just eat potatoes. They do have to eat meat because they're carnivores. But I wouldn't be feeding potatoes to your cat on a daily basis. Feed me potatoes on a daily basis. How do you stay motivated to eat healthy in such a toxic food environment? So something that I always like to do is start with the end in mind. When you go to bed tonight, when you wake up tomorrow, how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel bloated and sick and ugh when you go to bed? Or do you want to feel good when you go to bed and then wake up the next morning and feel light and healthy and excited for the day? Or do you want to feel hungover on food and just bloated and gross? I don't want to feel like that. I want to feel amazing, and I want to eat the food that makes me feel good. And once you realize that that's what you want, it's the easy choice to eat the good stuff. And I literally love healthy food so much. I love potatoes, grapes, apples, squash. I love all of that so much because those are the foods that I eat every day. You crave what you eat and you eat what you crave. So when you eat healthy foods, you crave healthy foods, and that is what you want day in and day out. So you really make it easy for yourself when you first ask yourself, how do I want to feel at the end of the day when I go to bed, when I wake up the next morning? And then once you get into the habit, it's really what your body asks for. How many calories do you eat in a day, and how many do you suggest that I eat? So the thing about this diet is that when you are eating a diet that's based on starch, which is what my diet is, I eat more potatoes than you would ever believe, you are going to eat the perfect amount of calories for your body. And it's very, very difficult to eat more calories than your body needs. It's the perfect matrimony between caloric density, so how many calories per pound there are in these foods, and the volume of these foods and the satiation. So when you eat a diet that's based on starch, you will naturally eat the perfect amount of calories for your body. So I can't prescribe you with a number. Instead, I can prescribe you with eat these food groups, and if I give you a plate, this much is made up of this food group, this much is made up of this food group. And then when you eat as much as you want, and you eat until you are satiated, you eat until you're no longer hungry, you have eaten the perfect amount of calories for your body. There's no need to count calories. In fact, if you do try to count calories, you're probably wrong because calorie counters are BS. And even if you weigh and measure every single thing, The amount of calories that are said to be in a certain food is allowed to have a margin of error of up to 15%. And so if you are eating, if you're eating 2,000 calories a day, that's a 300 calorie error. So you could say, oh, I only eat 1,700, or I eat 2,300 when really you're at 2,000, or it could go the other way. So even trying to count calories is just a waste of time. And the best thing to do is to just eat a starch-based diet, and the amount of food that you eat will cause you to eat the perfect amount of calories for your body. All right, honeys, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and make sure you apply healthyhummy.org, send in your application. I adore you, and I'll see you in my next video.